Hello, welcome to this channel. My name is Enoch. Today we will continue our series on Python and we'll be looking at functions and while loop, and we will do a small project on ATM simulation. And let's get right to it. What are functions? Now, functions are a usable block of code. Now, they help you follow the principle of DRY, which is don't repeat yourself. Sometimes you write your program and you need to repeat some block of code again and again and again. Instead of doing that, you can just write the code inside a function and you can do what we call the function. You can call the function, and Python has a number of built-in functions, and we have been using some of them since. The print function is a built-in function. We have the len function. We have the type function. Python has a lot of built-in functions. Let's check the documentation and see some of these built-in functions. So I will simply just go to Google and you can check Python built-in functions, all right? And you can click this first one here and you will see these built-in functions, right? You will see these built-in functions. You can see this ABS is absolute enumerate. We have been using the print function since. See the print function, the input function, the dictionary function, the boolean function. There has a lot of built-in function. The max function, the float function, so the range function, the len function. So Python has a lot of built-in functions like this, and you can simply just use them in your code anytime you need them. All right, now let's look at an example of how you can create your own code. If you want to create your own function, how do you create your own function? The first thing is to write the word def, and let's say we want to write a function to greet people. Now you write the name after def. You give the name of the function like this, the name of the function, and followed by parentheses like this. Now inside the parentheses you can add some what we call parameters. So I can give it a parameter of name because I will need a name, and I can say print hello world in a f string like this, and if you run your code like this, you will see that you don't get anything. Nothing comes out, because functions, you have to call those functions whenever you need the function. So if I want the function to run, I will just give it, okay, greet John, then I will run it and it will say hello John, and I can run it. I can call the function many times. I can say greet Joshua, and if you run it, you will see that it will do what it's supposed to do according to the function. That's just an example of how a function works. Let's write another function and let's see how it works. Don't forget, you write your def, then you write the name of the function. I want to add number, then you open your parentheses. Now inside the parentheses, I said you give parameters. You can say A and I can say B, and once you write it like that, then the next thing will be to give your colon, and after you give your colon, then there will be an indentation. After in whatever block of code belongs to the function, you have to indent it. They have to be indented. All right, they have to be indented. Don't forget that they have to be indented. Every block of code in a function must be indented. So I can say return a plus b, and I can simply call this function anytime I need it. If I need it, I can just say print add 1 and 2. I can say print add let's say 8, and I can say 9 like that. So so I can call it as much as I want to, right? So you can see 3 and 17. So that's just a function at work there. Now, as I was saying, indentation is very important when you are writing a function. Just like you create your folder on your PC, and in your folder you have several files inside it. Any block of code that belongs to this function has to be indented. If you don't indent it, we will get an indentation error. Let us run this so that we can see. We will get an indentation error. You can see that. And indentation is usually 4 spaces. That's a recommendation. So if you run it, you see that everything is fine now. All right, so don't forget indentation. And you may be asking me, okay, what other things do we use indentation for? When you are writing a function, of course you need indentation. When you are writing your for loops and while loops, you need to indent it. You say for I in num, then you give your colon, then you start writing your code. Indentation has to be there. You are writing your for loop, your while loop, your conditional statement, if, else. Don't forget, your indentation has to be there. Your class definition, when we get there, you will see it. We have not done class, but we will soon get there. So that's that. Now let's move to while loop. Now, while loop help you to repeat a block of code as long as the condition is true. So if you want to write a line of code, if you want to write your code in such a way that if a condition remains true, the block of the code in that condition will continue to run. So it's while loop that you use for such. Then you give your condition is true. Condition is true, then you give your colon, then indentation, then you give code to run, right? You give your code to run. While condition is true, code to run. All right, that's the way we write a while loop. Now when you're okay, let's look at an example. Count, let's say count equals to 1, and I can say while count is less than 5, print, and I can use an F string here. Let's put counting, then we can count like that, and I can say count plus equals 1, right? Count equals 1, while count is less than or equal to 5, print counting count like this, and count 1. Now look at this. As you see that count is 1 first. Now while count is less than 5, of course the first time it is definitely less than 5, so it will print this, and it will add 1 to 1. That will become 2. It will check it again. Count will become 2 is less than 5. It will print this, then it will add 1 to it again. It will become 3. At a point it will become 5. Then this condition becomes false, and it will get out of the while loop. All right, now there are some times when you write a while loop and you may mistakenly write an infinite loop, right? You can say while true like this, while true, and while true, and you can say, okay, print welcome to, and you can say so there are some times that we mistakenly write an infinite loop like this. Let's look at an example of an infinite loop. I can say while true, print, we are learning Python, right? We are learning Python. Now while true will always be true, so it will continue to print this, Now in this kind of code, you have to find a way to break out. You must find a way to break out of your while loop, or else you have an infinite loop. If you run this code will continue to run, and I will have to find a way to stop that. And I can use this red button there and I will stop it. You can see that. So that's an infinite loop. While true will always be true, and you want to avoid such situation in your code. All right, we treated for loop the last time, and I want to say that a for loop is used to iterate, over a collection, over a collection, maybe a list or a string or a range of numbers, So that's what is appropriate for loops. But when we are talking of while loop, you use your while loop more while you want to check if a condition remains true. That's when you use your while loop. All right, now let's go to our exercise, our project for today, and let's use that to just learn more about function and while loop. All right, so now this is an ATM simulation where you will have an opportunity to check your balance, to deposit fund, to withdraw fund, and so on. So the first thing we want to do is we need a balance. Balance equal to 0. Don't worry, I will slow down so that you can get it to balance equals to 0. And from here now, the next thing will be to define all the functions that we need. The first function I will want to define is a function to check balance. Let's write a function to check balance, right? And sometimes when you are defining a variable, there is the concept of global variable and local variable. Now, if I write this balance like this balance is different from this balance that is here. If I want to refer to this balance that is here, I have to put the word global there. So this balance is global, but this balance, without this global keyword there, it will be local to this function. All right, so I put this global there so that it can just refer to this balance, that is global. So we want to check balance. So I will just say print your balance is let's use an F string, and your balance is balance, like that. And I'll put $sign here, $sign, your balance is balance. All right, now the next function we want to write is the deposit function. All right, I want to write the deposit function, and as usual I'll ask to define my balance as the global balance. Then the next one is to ask the customer how much they want to deposit. Then I will use a deposit variable here, deposit, and I will say equal to, then I will use float, enter deposit amount, and I'll put $sign here, enter deposit amount. I will want it to be on a new line, so I will just put my / there and the hand there so that it will be on a new line. So enter deposit amount. Then once you enter the deposit amount, then we want to add the deposit to the balance. So balance plus equals deposit. Then I can then print your balance. Then I can then print deposit successful. Successful. Then I can say your balance is balance, like that. All right, so global balance, enter deposit amount, balance plus deposit, then deposit amount, just like that. And let's go and do the next thing, which is let's write a function to withdraw. And we want to declare global balance again. Then we want to define a variable called withdraw, and I'm using float. I hope you understand why I'm using float. If you don't understand, you probably need to watch my previous videos. Float is just to change the string from this input function into float. So you can enter any amount you want, and it will just accept it and change it to float like that. So enter withdraw amount, and that's the amount that you want to withdraw. Now, if you give us an amount that you want to withdraw, the first thing we want to do is to check if your balance is up to the amount you want to withdraw. So I can say if balance is less than the amount you want to withdraw, then I will then print insufficient fund. Then I will print insufficient fund. Then let's say insufficient fund. Then I will say your balance is balanced like that. Insufficient fund. Insufficient fund. Then I'll probably say transaction cancelled. Transaction cancelled. Something like that. Else then I will want to subtract the balance from the withdrawal amount from the balance. Then I can also print withdrawal successful. Your balance is balanced like that. So that's that. For this balance, I would like to make the balance I would like to make it a floating point number, and I will have to put it in. I want to have two fractions, two decimal places, so I will just put it like that. So all the balance, let's put it like this, and 0.2f like that. So it will give us in two decimal places, right? So everywhere we have balance, let's just put a colon there. Let's put colon, then 2f like that. All right. So let's move on from there. Now we have written the withdrawal, we have written the deposit, and we have also written the check balance. So the next thing we want to do is to write our function for. Let's write our function for banking services, and you want to declare your global balance first as usual. Then once you declare your global balance, then I want to use the y through here. So your indentation which will start there, and the first thing you want to do is to welcome the customer, and I will say welcome to your bank, and I'll put full stop there. Welcome to your bank. I can put some dash there like that. Welcome to your bank dash just to make it look nice a little bit. So from there I can print 0 to check balance, right? 0 to check balance. Then I can print 1 to deposit, 2 for withdrawal. Then I can print 3 to exit, right? I can print 3 to exit like that. So that's that. And now I want to start doing my check. So the first thing is to check ask them to enter their choices. Enter your choice, and enter your choice. Now if choice is 0, then I want to call the check balance function, right? And if your choice is elif choice is 1, then you want to do your deposit call your deposit function. And elif your choice is 2, then I want to call my withdrawal function, and leave choice is 3. Leave choice is 3. Then I want to break. That means they want to exit. Then I want to break out of the while loop. Then I will say thank you for banking with us. Thank you for banking with us. Thank you for banking with us. Goodbye. Right? Goodbye. All right. Thank you for banking with us. It's a goodbye. All right. Now, there is still one else. If you type an invalid input, then to say invalid choice, please try again, and the while loop will run again. So, but in this place, I have to put a break there so that it will break us out of the while loop. All right. So that's that. And from here now, we want to call our function. So I'll just say banking services, and that will call our function. Let's check our code from above again. Balance equals 0. Then we check these are an ATM simulation project. So balance equals 0. Then you check your balance. Then you have a global balance, global, local, variable, so it's just to make this balance for this balance. So you print your balance, you print their balance for them like this, and we make it a float so that to have 2 decimal places. Then we'll write the deposit function. Then we'll ask them to enter the deposit amount, and then we add the deposit to their balance, and we print deposit successful, and that's just it. Then we'll go forward with withdraw. Then withdraw. Now, if the balance is less than the amount they want to withdraw, definitely is an insufficient fund, we'll cancel the transaction, right? Else, balance is greater than the amount they want to withdraw, and we just deduct the withdrawal amount from the balance, and we say withdrawal successful, your balance is the balance, right? And from there we can then we write our banking services function. So global balance while true, then we welcome them, check your balance, give us 0 to check your balance, type 1 to deposit, 2 for withdrawal, 3 to exit, and we ask them for their choice. Now enter your choice. If your choice is 0, then we call the check balance function. If choice is 1, then we call the deposit function. If choice is 2, we call the withdrawal function. If choice is 3, then they want to exit, so we say thank you for banking with us, goodbye, and we break out of the while loop. And if they enter a wrong input, invalid choice. All right, so that's it. Let's run our code and let's see what's up. So welcome to your bank. 0 to check balance. You can see that 0 to check balance, 1 for deposit, 2 for withdrawal, 3 to exit. Enter your choice. Let's say I want to check my balance. Your balance is 0.00. You can see that that's working well, and the while loop runs again. All right, I want to exit. I'll type 3, and it says thank you for banking with us, goodbye. Right, I can run it again. Let's run it again, and let's deposit some amount. I want to deposit, choose 1. How much? Enter deposit amount. Then let's say I want to deposit $50,000, and I said deposit successful, your balance is 50,000. If I want to withdraw, I can say okay, I want to withdraw 2, and it said enter withdrawal amount. Then let's say I want to withdraw $20,000. Then it said then withdrawal successful, your balance is 30,000. Now do I want to do any other thing? I don't want to do any other thing again. Let me just check my balance. Let me check. Okay, that's giving me my balance there, but I can still check my balance, right? Type 0, and your balance is 30,000, right? So now I just want to exit. Type 0, and you exit. And if you give wrong input, let's see. If you give wrong input, let's just give wrong input, and you will see Okay, invalid literal. Of course, it's expecting a number, but we gave I gave something else. So that definitely is something that we'll consider if this is a real life banking application. So let me just give it a number so that it will not give us an error. Invalid choice. Please try again. So our application works as it's supposed to. I hope you understand function reasonably now. You understand indentation. You understand when you're supposed to use indentation, just like your folder and your file. And you understand the while loop, how to write your while loop so that it will be able to break at a particular point from the loop, or else you have an infinite loop. So that's that for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.